Jersey is, it's not the trash can that everybody calls it.
Jersey is
my home.
I'm from Plainsboro, New Jersey.
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Jersey is my home. You took my answer. Mattawan, New Jersey.
Hazlet, New Jersey.
Kearney, New Jersey.
If you could look into the camera and tell us your name and where you're from. This is New Jersey.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking her ribbon highway, I saw above me an endless skyway. I saw below me a golden valley. This land was made for you and me.
In February of 2012, we began an exploration, a measurement of the distance between the American dream and the American reality.
I think the American dream is about independence and opportunity. The American dream is about the real chance to do what you want, where you want, how you want, and make something of yourself on that basis.
I want to live a free life. When I could do what I want to do, I could say things that I want to.
Optimism was what the American dream was, and I think that's kind of fading, and hopefully we can get it back.
Everyone should have a good life, and everyone should try to help each other and have a nice world.
It's real. It is real. Playing rock and roll, bouncing around, doing whatever you do. It's really possible to live that dream. I know what the American dream means to, having a successful career and family. But for each person, it's a different dream.
I roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps through the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice kept saying, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
I'm Joe Muccioli. I'm the Artistic Director of the Jazz Arts Project. This is the culmination of a week-long program that we put together for kids that are entering 5th grade for instrumental music in the township. Because I think it's something important for the kids to latch on to. If you put an instrument in one of their hands, suddenly they learn a couple of notes, suddenly there's like a pride. You see it. You see their the confidence sort of builds, and it's something other than what they normally see maybe, or what they normally experience.
How you doing?
Great. Yeah, you were right 5 minutes away. This is Steve Rogers.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
This is, I'm sorry.
Doug Eagles. I'm the executive director here at the club. Hey, man. How are you? Appreciate you coming out. Great stuff. Hey, Upson. How you doing? Good to see you. Hi, guys. Hi, boys. How are you? Come on. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you.
It's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Joe Piscopo. You may know him from TV, from movies, from commercials. Piscopo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the spokesperson for the Boys and Girls Clubs of New Jersey. I come to you with great humility and great pride for all the kids in this state. And my family comes from North New Jersey, which I just...
Every time you see a kid on TV, at a challenged area, from a challenged area, it's all bad news on the news. Now the other kids see that, and then it becomes cyclical. There's a third world infrastructure in this society that we're just ignoring. Why? Because these good folks don't vote. So, but is that right? It's not right just to ignore them. And I know they funnel tens of millions of dollars of federal money here, and it just never gets to the people, man.
Parents are out there today. Parents, how many parents I got out there? God bless you for what you're doing. It's not easy. I know as a father. So, and you come to Jersey, and sometimes, you got to work so hard as a parent. So this is fantastic what you're doing here. And Jackie,
my name is Tameka James. I'm here to see the recital for the end of the week music program that my son was involved in. An opportunity for my son to explore new things and decide whether he likes it or not by trying it opposed to just looking at it. Some people have a dream and they're passionate about it and they drive for that dream, and some people are still searching. So, we just got to look out for the ones that's searching and try to help them along and help them get to where they're trying to go, because everybody's trying to go somewhere. Some people just don't know how to get there. The American dream means to me, to see my son be successful, graduate high school and move on to going to college and just experiencing as much as he can, in his journey. I'm glad Joe came. I was happy to see him. I was surprised. I thought I recognized him in the crowd. And then when he stood up and said something, I was happy to see him here. I was surprised. So I'm glad he came. I'm glad he's supporting the kids. It's good to see that somebody's out there supporting the kids and want to see them do good and succeed. So I was glad to see Joe. And my son got an autograph too, so he was happy about that, okay?
The Interfaith Neighbor, this gentleman, Patrick, he funded this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Patrick Durkin. I'm actually the Director of Real Estate Development and Neighborhood Revitalization for Interfaith Neighbors in Asbury Park. I think to put it in the context of this community where a lot of good things have happened in recent years. There's some good momentum and some movement, but there's still some challenges. And for a lot of these kids that come from poorer backgrounds, from some often many times tough family situations, I think you have to look at it in terms of, if you're thinking about an American dream, you first have to give them some hope. And when I look at the faces of this group of kids, when I came in here today and they're sitting ready to perform, having held instruments in their hand for a week now, less than a week, 5 days, the pride that they have in what they've accomplished is so important. So many of the kids that come from these tough neighborhoods and some of the distressed backgrounds, giving them something positive and letting them feel positive about themselves, that's the first step to having a chance to achieve a dream.
And we're proud of you guys. You guys are the future of New Jersey, and no matter where you go, you got to remember, wherever you go, you gotta think the back of your mind. You gotta be true to your parents, true to your family, but you gotta remember you're from the greatest place on planet Earth, New Jersey, USA, okay? And don't let them tell you any different. People say, where are you from? You go, I'm from Jersey. And you gotta follow that with, you got a problem with that? Alright? No, I'm gonna teach you fair. Guys, congratulations.
I go to Camden, New Jersey. I walk those streets of Mount Ephraim Avenue, where there's certainly the Boys and Girls Club, where there's the Unity community, and I see the work, God's work that these teachers are doing, man, in these streets. That's where the American dream is alive, in the people that are helping these kids. That is a challenge. It is a near impossible feat, but people still come off the streets and they help the kids. And you know, it's our responsibility to do that, because no one else, again, is watching the store. We're on our own.
In 2008, we visited a group of first graders and asked them for their thoughts about leadership and the American presidency. The country was swept up in the energy of the newly elected Barack Obama, creating an atmosphere of possibility, a belief that anyone could endeavor to lead. And so we asked 6-year-olds what they would do if they were given the power. We returned 4 years later to ask the now 10-year-old citizens for their perspectives again. What does a president do? What is a president?
A president is kind of like the boss of the entire country.
They mostly just make this country straight, make America a great country that people want to live in, want to have fun, and is safe. And they could still get the money they need to buy foods, and it's a good country to live in. They make it good for us.
They should be a person who can understand other people, and they would be caring, and they would be responsible for what they need to do.
If I was president, I would end world hunger because I feel that people are dying because of no food and they don't have any money, so I feel that somebody should help fix that.
And if I were president, I would make sure that all stray cats and dogs were off the streets and they were taken care of.
I would give the health care that women need to get their pregnancy.
I would lower gas prices and extend school hours.
If I were president, I would give money to the poor because it's the right thing to do.
I would tell everybody who's wealthy and has a lot of money to give money to people who are homeless because they would need homes.
I would donate food for the hungry.
I would try to stop all the wars everywhere.
And I would give money to the homeless.
If I was president, I would probably make sure people were more educated.
What do you think is an important quality in a leader?
Important quality is to not be selfish and to take care of everybody, no matter if they're big or small.
All right. Can you do me a favor and raise your right hand? And repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of the President
the office of the President
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States.
of the United States.
And we ask them to add their understanding of the American dream to our ongoing conversation about it. Surprisingly, or maybe not so, these 10-year-olds, despite living in a country driven by a collective national ethos of expectation, weren't familiar with the concept, the collective concept. Have you ever heard people talk about the American dream?
No.
Have you ever heard of the term the American dream?
No. No.
No.
Instead, their dreams were individual and connected to personal hopes for the future.
I would like to be a teacher.
Why?
Well, for reading and language arts because I like reading and stuff.
Well, my dream is to be a Olympic and professional snowboarder. And I had this dream for about 5 years so far, and I'm still looking up to it.
My dream is to grow up and have a farm, micro pigs, pygmy marmosets, kittens, and llamas.
My dream is to be a scientist and make up more medicines for unknown diseases.
My dream is to follow in my father's footsteps and help fix the phones.
Mr. Pop.
I was on my way to meet up with my old friend Scott. We were friends when we were kids. He was the guy in the neighborhood who did everything before everyone else. He was that guy in high school who you thought knew more than you, if even only about girls. But back then, what else was there? He was a formative figure during my teen years, and then I lost track of him. During our exploration into the American dream, I found him again.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going,
How are
dude?
you? 25 years. Gotta get to hug you. Welcome, welcome. That's my youngest Haley.
He was living in Mays Landing, working in Atlantic City, and raising 3 daughters on his own, and loving it. He was living his American dream.
Make yourself busy about this.
Well, I got nothing to do, Daddy.
Where'd you learn how to cook?
Well, combination. Number one, a couple meals from my mom. I work at a casino, so I see chefs do a little bit. And of course, my girlfriend. She does a great job. And I picked up a few things from her. And then I experiment. And the key ingredient is the red wine vinegar. I put red wine vinegar in just about everything I make.
Really?
Oh, it makes every gravy and sauce slam it. The best.
Wow.
Absolutely. You know, cooking was not the hardest thing to learn when you become a single father. No, that was not it.
That was the easy part.
That was the easy part. I was in fear of doing their hair. I had to go down the block, get my 2 teenage babysitters to show me how to do their hair. I go, I can do this, take an hour, show me how to do this, but it's just, I was terrified, absolutely terrified of the hair. So that is what made me get rid of all this. You know, I have a casino job and it works very well with my family, very well. And you know, a casino job is not for everybody. I always say, this is, when I start to get a little upset about my job, I'll say, this is what I do, it's not what I am. I'm a dad. I did the diaper thing. I've had a minivan my whole life. Never had a real man's car. The last thing I bought for myself that was more than 50 bucks was a leather jacket about 14 years ago. So it's all about them.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that. You know, if they're happy, that's everything. You know? They know the first 2 weeks of the month, hey, Dad can't take us roller skating. But more often than not, I get them there anyway.
Okay, and you see a dresser right there.
It's not fancy.
And this is my daddy's bedroom.
It's a mess.
Mess?
I like his bed. It's comfortable. Yeah. And that's the light. Okay. This is the bathroom. That's the light.
We just all got done taking showers, so.
And that's the shower.
As far as, it works very well for my family. I get up at 4:30 in the morning every day. The girls are 11, 12, and 13. I'll wake up the oldest one and make sure she's in the shower, and off to work I go. They call me when they get on the bus, and usually and hopefully I'm home by the time they get off the bus. I spend an hour getting dinner ready, and then it's off to whatever functions they're involved in, whether it's cheerleading, field hockey, volleyball's a new one these days. And then the hardest part is staying away from that snack stand. Because I've got 6 months out of the year where I'm in activities. I got the evil snack stand. And I don't like that part, but other than that, it's very rewarding. And then I come home, and we're home by 8:30 at night. We try to sneak in a little extra homework, and then bam, it's another hour, we're in bed.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you have
And this is our bedroom. Isn't it awesome?
Kelsey, she has to work harder, a little bit harder than her sisters to get those A's and those B's. So when she nails that cheerleading, and there she's flying up in the air, and when she comes down, I see that look on her face. I tell you, I made the right decision. And everything that I did, I'm so happy. First time I saw, I think it was Kelsey or Madison, each one. And it was 2nd grade, and there was a Christmas show. And I didn't come prepared. I did not come prepared, and I lost it. I lost it. And I'm smack dab in the middle of the crowd. I didn't want to get up. So, one of the moms just passed us down the tissues down the aisle. And
what was the song?
It didn't matter what the song was. It really didn't. To me, let me show you something. There's a picture here. The picture here is their First Holy Communion. Okay. I got my good days and I've got my bad days. And sometimes when I look at a picture like this, I look at it and you know what? You're doing okay. Mm-hmm. You're doing okay, Scott. Look at this picture. They got God in their life. They got each other. They got a family. They got a roof over their head. And when I look at these pictures, I look at it as a benchmark. As far as how they're doing and how I'm doing as a father.
What do you think of that when you hear your dad talk about like that in picture and all?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, she's 13. That's a perfectly normal answer. I don't know.
Hey, I'm not 13. I'm about to be 14. I'm about to be 14 now.
Being a parent's not easy, and sometimes you need a reminder of how you're doing. And when I look at that picture, I see how they're doing in their life. I see the decisions I've made were the right ones when I look at that picture. That picture says it all. It really does. All I wanted to do was be a dad. Nothing's better than being a parent. You can't put a price tag on a family, seeing a child grow up. It's second to none.
So that's your American dream and you're living it?
I'm living it, There's certain aspects of it where you have to overcome it, but no dream is perfect. No dream is perfect. There's no one American dream. Everybody has their own idea what the dream is. And could there be a little money in my pocket? Sure. But you know what? Like I said, you can't put a price tag on family.
Yeah.
I would not go back and change anything. It was not an easy road, but that's that's parenting. That's life. And I try not to get myself all worked up when things don't go well. And as problems come along, I deal on a day-to-day basis. I try to take it in stride, and my kids see that, and I think they like Dad. They like the way Dad is, and I wouldn't change a thing.
And God knows how hard it is to lose. Pray through whichever one you choose, that you will find your way. Now we find our 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 way.